A mirror on the wall. Is mirror tech any good at all? Well, the answer is eh. But I think it can be repaired. So let's kick it off. Spatial distortion. This is one that fell under the warp jump ban, but I think this card being on a Krenim weapon ship only makes it playable, um, especially because it was a discard. Um, you kept your Ox power tokens, and you had to spend an action to do it. So spatial distortion is kind of that balance. The only thing I would change to make it viable competitively is to make it unique and then drop it down to say 4 points, and then I think it's playable. Everything else works, and I think that's how you can bring it back in and make it work. But that's probably part of a much larger discussion. Temporal core. This is one that just needed to be part of the ability on the Krenim weapon ship. And what it needs is not to be an action or a disable. It just needs to have mission tokens. Um, and it's fine that it's wind defending and just let it work. But it needs to be like at the start of the combat phase, do you spend that mission token or not? And then you can spend it, and you only get, say, 2 uses of it for the game, and that's that. You'd of course get rid of the prevention of any free actions, and that's okay. Sure, limit it to the Krenim weapon ship. That's fine. Make it 5 points, not 6, and I think you're good to go there. Temporal wavefront. This is another one that's just kind of weird, kind of bad. Uh, I think this is a card that honestly needed to be turned into an attack rather than a tech. Uh, just it being an action is weird. I'm fine. I'm actually okay with it being an action. So let's stick with the notion of it being an action. Um, if we keep it as a discard, that's fine. Um, but it's just too expensive. So this whole idea of targeting every ship in your forward firing arc, range 1 to 3, okay, cool. And then they rolled 3 defense dice and on blanks to get rid of stuff. Okay, again, fine. But there's no reason this card needs to cost 6. I actually like the ability. I find it interesting, but it's too expensive. I do like the random nature of losing stuff. So if this is a 4 point card, I think you have something here, and I would actually play it if it was cheaper. Multi-targeting phaser banks. This is okay, but it shouldn't be a disable. This should just be a static effect. Just when you perform a target lock action, you can acquire a second target lock on a different enemy ship within range 1 to 3 of your ship. Um, and that's that. Let it cost 5 points. That way, when you do a target lock, you're doing a double target lock action, but you have to do 2 different ships. I think it's that simple. It's just, it just works. Make it 1 per ship just to clear up all kinds of ruling issues, and that's good. Temporal conduit. Oh, the abuse that could have been done with this. Change of wording, make it printed cost, and make it just an action to redeploy one of your previously discarded upgrades. With a cost of 4 SP or less. That, or put mission tokens on it so that you can only do it 3 times in the game. and it's kind of a mirror version of Latinum, and I'm okay with something like that. I think mirror needs some ways of bringing back very expensive upgrades. Enhanced hull plating works. It doesn't work as well as you would like it to. um, I do think this needs to be uh, after modifying dice. So I think this needs to be moved to during the compare results step, and it also needs to be a when defending ability so that you can do it every time you do it, every time you're attacked. That's just a clearing up of rules on enhanced hull plating. Emergency bulkheads. Um, this is something I like the concept of, but the execution was poor. Um, I think this just needs to be a static ability. Just maybe it's not even an action, but it's during the end phase. Place 2 time tokens on this. So essentially, it's 1 time token. So you can't use it every round, but every other round. To flip all critical damage cards assigned to your ship face down. Uh, and then there's a line, and underneath it, if your ship is not cloaked and you have no active shields, each time you defend this round, roll +1 defense die. I think both of those abilities can work in concert. It's a trade off. And I would say that bonus defense die would exist no matter what, even if you have time tokens. So whatever wording needs to exist for that to happen uh, should happen. And also, this card should go down to costing 3 points instead of 4. And from there, it's a good card. This cloaking device for the Regent's flagship is great, but it should cost 2 points. Plain and simple. The cloaking device for any Mirror Universe ship is great, but it should cost 2 points. Plain and simple. If you want, it can cost 3 points because it works on anything, but 2 points. Why not? Long range scanners. I like being able to add scan. I hate having to place an Ox Power token there. So just action, perform a scan action. Period. And I mean, sure, we can keep the second part. You can discard this card instead of removing the scan token, but I don't see the point, and I would make it just cost maybe 2 points for any ship other than a Daenerys because this is already expensive. But in all reality, I just have it cost 2 points to put on a Daenerys, and that would be that. Impulse drive. Um, I I like it. I just don't like the disable portion of it, and I think this card just needs an update to time tokens. Time tokens make perfect sense for burning your impulse drive, so put 2 time tokens on it. That way you can use it every other turn, and I think you're golden. Agony Booth is a card I don't want to touch because I think it actually works really well, and this is a. Oh, why am I blanking on the 2017 world champion out of Washington? Beat Peter. But this was a card he used, and it's a great card. I will think of it at some point. But anyways, it was his specialty. So Agony Booth is a very intriguing card, and I like what it brings to the game. Tractor Beam just needs to be not an action. Or it can be an action, but it needs to be better. So I have 2 paths we can take. The first is to make this like at the start of, say, make it a planning phase. So start a planning phase. Do it. That way somebody can still mess with their dial. The second would be to have it be an action. Target a ship at range 1. Roll, I think you need like 3 attack dice. Um, but it should also have a guarantee of 1 Ox Power token being placed. And I think it's okay costing 3. All right, integrated feature tech. I like it as it is. It is one of the newer cards, and I think it works perfectly well. Reactor Core. Again, not a disable. Just put some time tokens on it. Call it a day. Or it just needs to work, period, because it's less good than Chemocyte. I mean, I know that Chemocyte's this gold standard, awesome card, and really needs to cost more, but yeah, Reactor Core. If Reactor Core just existed, no, okay. So if Reactor Core was a 3-time token card, you could increase or decrease your speed by 1. I don't love the red maneuver side of it. Let's have it keep the same color, and then I think we're fine. Yeah. Inverse Tachyon Pulse. This is a card that doesn't need to be a disable, just needs to be a passive ability, and basically you're doubling up your scan. And that's it. So sure, pay 2 points to double the effect of your scan tokens. Make it a 1-point upgrade, and I think you have something there. So I will go with that. Inverse Tachyon Pulse, but cut out the you may disable this card. So it would read, if you initiate an attack while there's a scan token beside your ship, the defending ship rolls -1 defense die against that attack. So really we'd clean it up. When attacking, if there is a scan token beside your ship, the defending ship rolls -1 defense die against that attack. And no ship would be able to have more than 1. It would be ship unique, of course. 1-point upgrade. That's one way we fix scans. Make it better. Klingon Cloaking Device, fantastic card. It's really a Klingon card. Portable Transwarp Beaming Device. This is another good card, newer card, and that's good. So, Mirror Tech as a whole, viable. Needs some cleaning up. We really need a new Krenim weapon, and if we get that, I think there's a lot to like. All right. Hey, one of the shorter episodes, but all the better to fix future things. All right. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.